crooked, but what's up?
Hello.
We are live.
Yes.
Welcome to another episode of the Unclassified Podcast. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Where we declassify life outside of the 9 to 5. I'm your host, Allie, the grand finale. And today's guest is...
Brianna Florian, I should say. Hello, everybody that doesn't know me.
Woo! Okay. So there are a lot of things we want to cover.
Yes.
But you specifically wanted to start with your journey.
I specifically want to start with my film journey, yes. And where the beginning of it started was the Arts District.
Yeah,
and as
Arts
some of
District.
us know right now, the Arts District is essentially under attack.
It's under attack.
It's under attack. Yeah, I don't think we can put it any other way. So there is a noise ordinance that they're going to try to place on the Arts District. And so we would like to send out our opinions, our emails. We want to talk about, the logistics of course, what that's going to do to business, what that's going to do to Vegas, but really what it's going to do to our community and our culture. And so that email is amendtitle6@lasvegasnevada.gov. I'm going to be sending a very long email, basically about what we're going to talk about tonight.
Yes, and I'll put the email in the body, the caption for tonight's episode, because that is very near and dear to my heart, because I don't live far from the Arts District, and that is like my home away from home. And I feel like it is the only place in town really for locals that you can go to.
100%.
That isn't super expensive.
Nope.
It's walkable.
The 18 blocks, and it's been there forever.
It's historic.
Yeah, and a lot of us were raised through that Arts District. I was, in particular. I am who I am today because of that little area in this giant valley. Yeah. It's all that we have.
So did you live near it? Did you grow up near it?
You know what? I spent some time on Charleston and 6th Street. Okay. Which is right there in the 18 blocks. And it was my first introduction into the world. I lived under a rock. Okay. I was like Patrick Star, I swear, under a rock. I knew nothing. I was always creative. I was always directing my sisters, writing and directing plays, taking money from our family members to watch.
Consensually.
Well, okay. Sorry, Mom. But it was the first time that I walked to First Friday was because I lived in a house on 6th and Charleston. A lot of people in the community know 6th and Franklin. It was a hub in the Arts District for a very, very long time. So I lived in the offshoot house of that, and I walked my butt to First Friday for the first time, and I still remember the amazement. Wow. All of the people, all of the cameras. There was the theater. People were dressed up, people were dressed down, people were just...
in costumes or whatever.
Just alive. Yeah. All of a sudden I found the life. Yes. I think I was 23. So 23 years thinking that I lived in the concrete jungle. It was only corporate. I thought I was the only person. I was like, why doesn't anybody else like to make movies? Yeah. Why is it just me? I would bring my laptop around, because I didn't have a camera yet. I'd bring my laptop around with my webcam and make YouTube videos.
That's cool.
Yeah, some of them were wild. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie.
Do they still exist?
Yeah, somewhere in the archives. Not on the internet. Okay. Yeah, not on the internet. Plus, it was a bunch of copyright. I didn't know anything about how to actually do things. Yeah. And my sisters would be upset. Yeah, no, they were okay with my ideas back then, but now that we're all adults, they're like, absolutely not.
That's so cringe.
Yeah, that is exactly what they say. Oh, baby, I'm so sorry. Aw, let me just adjust. Okay.
You're taking up the whole couch.
Yeah, the whole couch. That's all right. I'll sit over here. So the film journey for me started when I realized that I could find people that would be a videographer for me, or artists that would paint my body and paint my face, photographers that would take those photos, people that were running events. Everything opened up for me. And that's when I was like, oh, cool, I can do this too. Yeah. And I started writing. That's when I started creating my short films. I think I had 3 short films in the span of a year. back in 2017 or 2018. And I also started a 7-year project that is going to end this year. I'm really, really excited.
Was it like the magic number was 7? Or?
Yeah. The magic number was 7 because I went through the chakras. So at 25 years old, I started my first birthday project. The theme was red. I was just choosing red. And then after the video came out so well, I was like, ooh, we could do one every year and I could just go up the chakra system. So it just happened to work out that way. Yeah. Actually, I had that birthday party at the Union House, which was just bought out by Midtown. Yeah. So that's the other thing too, when I say that the Arts District made me, it really did. I spent the very beginning of my creative journey literally on those streets, outside with other people on those streets. So, it means the absolute world to me. I want to continue my journey on those streets. Spacecraft is somewhere that I work out of, and
me too.
That's right there. Yeah, heck yeah! Shout out to Spacecraft. Michelle and Noelle have been amazing, and they're amazing to everybody.
They give back so much,
and they're like a cultural hub. I've been thinking about the other studios in the city that are beautiful, but they don't have culture the way that Spacecraft does. And a lot of that comes from the Arts District and being down there where the culture and the community of our valley is.
Yeah. And another thing about downtown in the Arts District and why that noise ordinance would be such a hindrance is because there's so much live music and an opportunity for musicians and bands and poets, like for spoken word or rappers or even dance competitions late at night.
Yes, we love the dance competitions. Yeah.
To where there's like, the noise would be cut off at 10 p.m. and that would like end every bar.
It would hurt us really bad. Yeah. I mean, and I think I think there's a couple solutions if this happens. I think the first thing that would be the most logical is that we evolve or we change as a community. So if they're going to be shutting us down at 10 o'clock, then we're going to have to start, having our events earlier. Yeah. We're going to have to change the way that we live just a little bit. Or, of course, the more utopic thoughts, the one that I think would be cool, but I doubt is very possible. And mind you, I don't own a business, so I don't deal with those kinds of contracts. But there's also the possibility of the community picking up and saying, fuck you then, and moving. Now I don't know the likelihood of every single business owner being like, yeah, let's pick that street and we're all just going to go there. But, there's a possibility somewhere out there.
Or do any of them have like basements? We could just go underground.
That would be amazing. That would be perfect, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, we would have so much fun. Yeah. But it would be hot. It would be freaking hot.
Yeah.
Molten lava. Could you imagine all of us in a basement under this city?
It would be a vibe.
We have become lizard people. Or mole people. Or
they already suspect that Vegas is ran by lizard people.
Oh, do they? I'm not shocked. Look what's happening.
Yeah. But I think being underground would be cool. Like, that would be... I mean, I know there's some raves that happen or, like, music that happens underground already.
Yeah.
In some places.
Yeah, I haven't heard of any of that out here yet, so that's amazing. Oh, wait, are you saying in other cities?
No. Here?
Yeah. You might have to plug some of us in.
Yeah, I'll have to remember. I just started following this Instagram account that notifies you of upcoming raves that are underground. Okay. So they don't tell you where it is until day of.
Oh, you got to be on that kind of life. I don't know if I have that much juice in me still.
You're young. What are you talking about?
I know. I like to stay at home with my cats.
I'm kind of there too with this one.
Unless, of course, I'm at Spacecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless I'm at Spacecraft. I've been running the audition table.
Yes, let's talk about that.
I shouldn't say running. Okay. I have lingo that belongs in the event industry because that's what I've been doing for much longer. So I've been producing, I've been producing the audition table. And it's been in collaboration with Noelle Calizo. And I took his idea, essentially, and morphed it into what is now becoming, what I'm hoping it's going to become, is a hub for actors, for directors and producers, but also for audience, for entertainment.
Yeah.
I would like to see the audition table, which is right now actors coming in. They get about 10 minutes in front of the camera. They read a script they've never read before, and they have to, or we're asking them to read it in an emotion or a trope. Ben Goldman has been hosting and he likes tropes. So we're asking him to read it in one of those and, well, give us their performance. It's very raw. It's fun to watch these actors think on the spot and how they portray these emotions or these tropes through their body language.
Yeah.
Through the tone in their voice, but also just through their energy. And I'm noticing that as we're opening this space, we're not just calling in actors. We had a director, and I'm sorry, I can't remember his name, but we had a director come in who was also producing a film, and he decided to cast 3 of the actors that were there.
Nice.
Right. So that is what I want to see it grow into.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I would love that. I would love for it to become more than just a YouTube series, because it is a YouTube series right now on Spacecraft Studios YouTube. But I want to be able to merge the two between the acting reels, the TV show, and it being an event, it being a mixer, it being the place where we all come together and we get to watch each other perform.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That, the more that I do it, the more like warm and fuzzy I feel inside. I'm like so excited. I actually have this brilliant idea for one of them that I'm not going to tell you guys.
Dang it. That was my next question.
Suckers. I mean, I'll tell you off camera, but okay. I'm not going to tell everybody. I'm so sorry. You're going to have to watch. So that'll be in a couple episodes. You'll all find out, I promise you.
Yeah, so they can find the most recent ones on Spacecraft's YouTube channel. And then do you have any clips on your personal one or on Spacecraft?
On my personal YouTube channel, I am going to put what I'm calling a director's cut, essentially. But it's really just the point of view of me and Ben, who are hosting as the casting directors, and some of our thoughts, some of our reactions. But also because the viewers are behind us, because the crowd is behind us, they have their reactions. So I want to give a different point of view a little bit, and that one is being pulled on my YouTube channel. But I'm in the middle of editing that video. I haven't decided if I'm totally in love with it yet.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we'll see if that actually goes out.
You can do the
little ether.
Because you're doing like what, little teaser clips on Instagram?
That is something I'm doing too. Yeah. Well, there's different little moments where the actors were like, "Oh, I love this," or "This is so fun," and those are the ones that I'm pulling. Yeah.
Doing your own little feedback highlight reel.
Yeah, I'm doing my own feedback.
This was awesome. 2 thumbs up. Yeah, testimonies. I should come out.
I might be really good at marketing. I don't know. I don't know. I might have been doing it for a while.
Yes, we've talked about your experience. You know how to get it going.
Yes, I do. I get the people moving. I get the people and other...
You get that shit moving.
Things moving.
But, so you're doing the audition table. When is the next one? Do you have a date picked?
I don't have a date picked. I was just looking at the calendar today. I want it to be in July.
Okay, good, because I will not be here in August.
Yeah, I want it to be
in July. Not that it's all about me. But
it could be. It could be. Yeah, no, I've had a couple other people who are like, these are my days off. And I was like, shit, I should be writing this down. I personally prefer to have my events during the week, Monday, a Tuesday, or a Wednesday, so that I am not competing with the weekend events, because I want people there, but I also want us to have something to do on the days that we don't.
Yeah, you don't want to take up everyone's free days, like the typical 9-to-5er that only has weekends off. Yeah,
exactly. I want it to be something that's chill during the week that we can come to, enjoy each other's presence, no pressure, a little pressure when you're on camera, and then they can go home feeling good. Yeah. So I'm thinking the 3rd week of July. I'm pulling scripts from Star Wars.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, and I like Star Wars, but I don't love Star Wars.
Don't judge her, guys. Don't.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. It has been so hard for me to get through these movies.
Yeah.
I have been watching these movies, I think, for a month now.
Oh, my God.
And I've paused like 7 to 8 times in each movie because I'm not interested. Yeah. So that has been really tough for me, but I've found a couple scripts through watching them.
Yeah.
I've learned, I think I'm learning to love it because of the production.
Yeah.
But also I'm wrestling with the thoughts of like how they digitally remastered these movies, because I got to see Star Wars before.
Right. Before it was remastered.
I think it felt different. Like, now it looks cooler, but it just doesn't feel the same way.
And also a lot of the remaster, in my opinion, I was like, really? Did it really need it?
Yeah. Exactly.
Did that change the plot at all?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm looking at it too, and I'm like, okay, well, here we are. Let me try my hardest to get through this. This isn't what I remember. This isn't what I think people came to know and love, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm still pulling the scripts from it because Ben didn't know I wanted it. So I'm going to do this one for the boys, okay? But the next one's mine. Yeah, freaking. No.
Next, we're doing all Barbie scenes. And I was kidding. Did I just give you an idea?
Dude, that's great. That's actually great. And see, that's what I want to come out of the audition table too, is I want to get to the point where I'm having these regularly, maybe even weekly, if I'm building up a team and I'm not the one editing. Right now, I'm editing.
That's a lot of work.
It is. Oh my gosh, it takes me a long time, especially because I'm just teaching myself now. So my goal is to have an audition table team, and it becomes more of a production, an event. And I just want to be able to, I want to keep writing, continue writing the scripts, continue facilitating and producing and hosting.
Yeah.
But the editing and maybe even when it comes to the creative ideas, like Ben and I were able to go back and forth really well. I could only imagine if we had a set creative team.
Yeah.
So there was stuff like that. Like, what about Barbie? That would be fun. I mean, not everybody would love it, but I don't love Star Wars, so.
You could have like what they do on the Blockbuster nights where they had the Barbie Oppenheimer night. Like you could have 2 bowls, Barbie or Oppenheimer.
I never even saw that. I barely remember Blockbuster.
I did not see Oppenheimer.
Oh no,
I did see Barbie.
What do you mean by the bowls though?
Like they could choose, kind of like how at at the theaters you could see Barbie and Oppenheimer. Like those were the 2.
I see what you're saying.
Main ones. So like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's essentially too what I was thinking when I wanted to pull scripts from movies, was pick movies from like the year that we're in or the year before that have gotten attention, that have won awards or that probably should have won the awards, and bring more of awareness to those. So I think that's where I'm going to go after, now that I've gone through the Star Wars episode.
Do you think you'll end up being more of a scene study, or like, are you going to try and do more improv?
I think I would like for us to do both. Okay. And I know that was something that you talked to me about too, was giving it more improv. I think that I personally prefer the scene study. I think Ben would prefer improv. I would like to see us branch this out in different avenues and see which ones stick, which ones people want more, but also which ones make us feel better as individuals. And I prefer the scene study. Yeah, maybe because I'm a fucking nerd. Because
that involves like, oh, here's your scene ahead of time.
Yeah.
Practice it and then
Yeah. I mean, if it just keeps growing, if the audition table just keeps growing, we could become, we could branch off to having productions to where it's not just acting reels. Yeah, I would love that. I would have a grand time doing that. So yeah, I would be open to that happening in the future.
Sweet. Yeah. If you need help writing anything, I love writing.
Yes, please. That'd be wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can practice my comedy writing.
Yes. Yeah, we should practice comedy writing.
I'll have to show you some of my scripts that I have
for
these like 5-minute YouTube vertical shows that I wanted to do.
Ooh, vertical shows. Oh, so these are more recent.
So, I mean, I'd written them a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But I didn't know enough people to actually, like, get it off the ground.
Oh, I hear ya.
Yeah.
I am going to be a part of the 11 Spirits Productions, but they are going to be a team in the 48 this year.
Ooh.
I'm going to assistant direct for the team, but they are a group of very funny people. Mm-hmm. They've got decent production happening, and I think you would enjoy them.
I'll have to meet them. Yeah. I was just thinking today, I think I should make a special trophy for teams that do all 3 competitions, like they do the gauntlet.
You're talking about the competitions in Desert Waves?
Yeah, if they do 48, 49, and mine. Yeah.
That's wild. That's a great idea.
I think that's what came to me, is like one of those shower thoughts to where it's like,
that.
There should be a special award.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since I'm the last one this year, be like, oh, you did all 3. Like, you went through the gauntlet.
I like that, yes.
Yeah.
I agree. I think you should do that as well.
Okay, well, you guys heard it here first.
Yeah! Yes, I am not going to be a part of that. But good luck, you guys. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. Do you have the cojones?
And the time, amen.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that would be something.
I'm sorry.
Because the 48, just so you guys know, they're going to be happening in August, the 49 in September, and then the Filmmaker Challenge for my film festival, Desert Waves, will be in October.
Yes. Mm-hmm. When in October is yours?
October 3rd is the kickoff, so 3rd through the 5th. And we're actually working with Live Action Games. We're putting together a special experience that is, oh man, I guess I could kind of talk about it.
Can you?
So Live Action Gaming, you can look it up. They are like a laser tag escape room experience.
Oh yeah, you did just post that video too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to experience it, and that's something that we're putting together special for the teams that are competing.
Ooh!
Yes.
I love a good challenge. Mm-hmm. I love a good physical... Yes, ma'am. Would you like to come over here?
She's like, nah.
Yeah. My goodness.
She's like, I wanted it until you offered it.
Until you said.
Oh, wait.
Oh, there we go.
Now I changed my mind.
Come on. Baby. Okay.
She's a talker.
Yeah, she is. That's okay. So are we.
Yep.
I mean, holy
yes,
cow.
we were at Is Sweet with Mo last night from 6 to midnight. We closed that place down.
Yeah, we did. They were this close to kicking us out, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. They were like, are you staying all night?
We're like, we're buying stuff.
We don't know. We didn't know we were going to stay here all night. We just ended up here all night. Sorry, your chairs are comfortable.
And it's like, they weren't even packed. They always had a table open.
Did they?
Yeah.
You know what I noticed is that by the end of the night, I was so zoned into us. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't see anybody. I didn't know where anyone was sitting. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't even hear what people were saying.
Oh, I wasn't listening to other people's conversations, but they're definitely, like, it was never people standing waiting for a table. So it's not like we were...
In the way?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. But now that we've told everybody about how great it was, don't bother us.
They come in and be like, oh, hey, like, we're busy.
Yeah. How did you know we were here?
No, ma'am. You lay down. We have a guest.
Aww.
Spend time with the guest.
So I have also...
if you're going to try and take out her loose hair, you'll be here
bad
all
idea.
night.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my OCD with my cats too. I'm like, I don't want it on my blanket, so I just brush it out. I drop it on the ground, and I'm like, okay, now you can lay here.
Oh, Jesus.
Sweet baby girl.
My turn.
Should we talk about what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay.
We should.
Okay, let's talk about it. I think it was like our first conversation, right? By the end of our first conversation, I said, hey, we should
work together.
We should produce a silent film.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's what we're doing.
Yes.
It finally has a name. Are we able to tell them too? I don't
know
what our rules are.
You could say it's a working title. Like, you know.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so it is a working title in a public library. Mm-hmm. And we picked a book that was in public domain that we are going to center our film around. We are going to center it around the book, the library, and the joy that public libraries could bring.
Yeah, well, they do.
Yeah.
And you enjoy reading and entertainment.
If you have imagination. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you like feel-good music, shout out to Mo.
Yes! She's going to be scoring it.
Yes. Yeah.
And so it's like hashtags make libraries cool again.
Make libraries cool again. Yes. There's so many resources at the library.
Oh my gosh. Which library was it that we went to? They had their own...
West Charleston?
Yeah, they had their own 3D printer and...
Or did we go to the Flamingo one? I think that area was for the teens. Though.
It's for the teens, yes.
Yeah.
But like, those are the kind of resources where it just blew my mind.
Yes.
They had a whole...
There was a sewing area.
Yes, the sewing area. They had a
studio. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But there's other libraries, too, that have podcast studios, by the way, that you can use for free.
They have theaters.
There's theaters, yeah. They're having a ton of events and workshops. There's so much happening at the library, which is beautiful, especially in times like this when funding is getting cut to fucking everything. At least the libraries are still going.
Yeah.
And hopefully the community there can grow, especially from reminding everybody that they're there.
Yes, because I grew up being in the library.
Yeah.
Like every day.
Yep.
Because I would walk from school to the library. I would do my homework until practice started. And then after practice, if I wasn't being picked up, I'd go back to the library, work on more homework, or just like find something fun to read.
Yeah.
Until I got picked up. Like that was my babysitter. That's where I was.
Same. I feel like the library raised a lot of us. I mean, here in Vegas, we had a library right across from the YMCA. And so we would do both. We would get our physical activity in.
Nice.
Or we would go to the library, grab our books, go to the YMCA, which always had like a chill room.
Yeah.
And chill and have our books, or we can be out like swimming, or actually I don't think we were allowed to swim. I can't remember exactly. But still it was a babysitter.
Yeah.
Like being able to walk and have a home, essentially
Safe
somewhere where we're
space.
safe. Yeah. And isn't that the safe space that's partnered with them? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And quite honestly, I don't think I've ever felt uncomfortable in a library. The libraries are also giving out food to homeless, or what did it say? Or shelter, I think.
They were giving, it was a place where they could come escape the heat.
Yeah.
So if they needed to cool off, they could sit there.
Yep.
They also had free Narcan.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's badass.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they're going to open their doors and let people come sit in and cool off is just so beautiful. There's so much soul there.
Yeah.
And that's what I really want to pull out of our project.
Yes, that it's a place for community.
Yeah.
And that's so important. And I know that's like our buzzword today.
Yeah, it is our buzzword today. Yes, that's the focus.
We should be like, all right, so today, take a shot every time we say community.
Yeah, you guys should. Kombucha.
Kombucha, water, hydrate.
Speaking of, I'm thirsty.
Okay, yeah, me too. Cheers.
Water break. Spacecraft.
You want some too? No.
You pour it in her mouth all sultry like.
You do it like Sinners.
Oh, is that what I still haven't watched Sinners. I know. What am I doing? My God, I'm over here watching Star Wars. What the fuck?
Need you to get with the times.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you. Tell Ben, Noel, get with the times.
So yeah, that's our project, and so we'll be doing casting calls for that soon.
Yeah.
But we could tell you a little bit about it now if you want to kind of get ready.
Yes.
If you have any costumes for like Westerns, Victorian, witches, warlocks, wizards,
astronaut,
animals,
monk,
animals,
furries. Yes. I don't know. Maybe from Monsters, Inc. Anyway, what was the other ones on the list? Lovers. We want lovers. Yeah.
If they had like that film noir look, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it would be cool. Mm-hmm. So anybody with a costume, essentially. Yeah, you've got a good one.
That falls into like a genre.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All the ones that we just listed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think we listed them all.
Yeah.
So, And I don't think we have an idea of when we want to film yet, but we probably will after I create the shot list.
Mm-hmm. And then we just need to coordinate with the library because we want to work with them and also like the Nevada Film Office and, make sure we do things the right way.
Yes, exactly. The right way, which is what we're doing in the community too. We have permits.
Drink that water. Another shot.
Two. Yeah. And so maybe you've got your festival in October. So maybe our goal could be November.
Okay.
After the festival.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds good? Okay, that sounds good for me too. We heard it here, babies.
Filming in November.
In the library.
Catch us in the library.
Yeah, that'll be fun to do the casting call for that. And then aside from those intended film projects, I am also co-writing a novel right now.
Ooh,
yeah,
this is the first I'm hearing.
Yeah. There are 5 of us.
Okay.
4 of us are superheroes, and 1 of us is a villain. We have 5 different stories, and then they all come to a merge point, and then we co-write the second half of the book as one story.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be comic style, but not full of illustrations, and it's also mixed with poetry because we are all poets. We all know each other because of the poetry community. And my hope for our novel, for our characters, for these worlds that we're all building together is that we can create our own, universe. That's what we're working on. Yeah. Now, if we, we can dream big and think like maybe we'll get to DC and Marvel status. Maybe if we have the kahunas for it, if we've got the marketing power, we'll see what we can do. But that project is, it's underway right now. It's going to take a bit longer. We'll probably give ourselves another 1.5 years before we're even ready to publish it. But I do want to tell everybody about it because it's so near and dear to my heart. And I'm going to be really excited when it is published to start getting film on it out there.
I definitely want to learn what process you use for the publishing because that's something that's been on my bucket list forever is to publish a freaking book.
Dude, well, there's a few of us that are already self-published through Amazon, but I told them that we have to find a publisher. So I will absolutely keep everybody updated on the process that we go through finding a publisher. I think the way that we're going to start is by building a pitch deck. But the pitch deck is going to be built by my dear friend, Mikey. You can find him on Instagram as Mikey Connect. He works for Monkey Paw right now, Monkey Paw Productions, which is Jordan Pill's production company. And he is a master at creating pitch decks. He's done it for businesses here in Vegas. He's been doing it for Monkey Paw. And I do believe that he's going to do it for our novel. So
would he be willing to teach people how to
He
do
might be
pitch
willing
decks?
to teach people. I know he's definitely willing to open for hire. So he spends most of his time in LA though.
Okay.
So it might be a possibility. I know. I was going to tell you after that
Evoking Emotion in film.
Invoking Emotion, yes, by Mo.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a really good workshop, by the way.
It was amazing.
Everyone walked away with something. I'm behind on posting what video I was able to capture before my phone died.
Oh no. You could have told me. I would have got some for you, but I was very invested.
Yeah, no, because even though I helped Mo put together the PowerPoint, I still was like, oh, she added the videos and like this is what we're talking about and like listening to everybody else's questions and
listening to everybody. Yeah,
feelings wheel.
It felt like a table talk almost. Like,
it was meant to be like more of a tabletop discussion.
Yes. Yeah, and I liked that. I liked having us filmmakers all in one room, just talking. No mixer, just learning from and teaching each other.
Yes.
I would love more of that. That I think would be really powerful for our community.
Community.
Yum. Water is life. Although my water has started smelling like Florian.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know they treat our water. I've known, we all know that. But my water smells now. So.
Do you have test strips you could use or something to check?
I guess I should, huh?
And then that way you could buy like a filter or something to put.
Yeah, that's the next steps is buying filters.
I would definitely test that water. Because if you can taste the difference.
Well, I'm not drinking it. I get filtered water from a water company that's by my house. But.
Okay. Bougie.
Yo, wait, hold on. Hold the phone. I, at one point in my life, would collect water from Red Rock, bottom of the stream, which I learned later is the absolute worst idea. You don't do that. You collect water from the top of the stream.
May have had dysentery.
Didn't filter it.
You didn't filter it? Did you boil it?
No. I drank it with the floaties and everything in it. Kid you not, my ex could contest to it. I might have been absolutely nuts, or just, I don't know. It was my indigenous ancestors coming through, and they were like, you can do this. This is normal. But like I said, bottom of the stream is not the way to go. Okay, so some mistakes were made. I'm alive.
Yeah.
I might be a little weird because of it.
I don't think that affected.
You're right.
I think that was there.
It was my mom and dad's DNA.
The water enhanced it.
It did. There was one time where I went to one part where I would usually collect it, and I was like, ooh, no. And so I started going more upstream, and I kept going, and I was praying, and I was saying, okay, tell me when the water is fresh. And so I kept going until I heard a frog croak, which was one of my grandfather's favorite animal was a frog. And he passed away when I was younger. So the frog croaked, and I was like, oh, this must be okay. So then I started collecting my water from there.
Gather the water where the frog croaks.
Seriously. But make sure
very indigenous.
Make sure the frog's not in the water. Yeah, there was floaties and shit. I was drinking that water for a while. Why did I start talking about that? I don't even remember what you said.
Oh, I said you're a bougie getting your water from the water company.
So excuse me, now I drink filtered water.
You're like, you don't know where I've come from. What I've been through. Moving on up.
Yeah, exactly.
To filtered water. You've come so far.
You should start putting your comedy out. You should put your comedy out. You were cracking jokes at the mixer too, and I was like, oh yeah, she's doing good.
Oh man, I'm getting way more comfortable with the crowd there. So like getting to interact, I love it.
Yeah.
I tried stand up once and I felt horrible at it. But I think because I was trying to be funny.
Yeah.
And I heard the term living room funny recently, and so it's like, I would consider myself living room funny.
I think that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Exactly. Where it's like in the moment, situational humor.
Hell yeah.
But then like trying to make something I go on stage, that is an art that I would definitely need to work on. But I enjoyed it.
It is an art.
I can see why it's addictive.
Well, there's also a lot of comics out here. There's a ton of comic open mics. And there's a bunch of people that you can learn from out here. I know that you might not still be interested in it, but if anybody else is.
I am interested in it because I think it's another opportunity for me to act and to get out there and perform, and you have that immediate feedback from the crowd.
Yeah, and you know what? I've gone to a ton of different comedy shows. There's we've got the comedy shows that are at bars that are more alcohol induced.
Yeah.
We've got comedy shows that are for stoners. And so people are usually high. And there's also a comedy show where the comedians go up on psychedelics.
Oh, I haven't been to that one.
Yeah, they're wild. Shout out Tom Baum. He is on Instagram too. I'll send you all their information later. But there's so many different options.
Yeah.
And the performances when you're performing as a comedian really depends on your audience.
It does.
Yeah, and I'm watching these comedians too they have their sets, and they give their sets to different crowds, and some people love it and other people are like, what the hell? I was just filming for Jason Harris, and
shout out Jason Harris.
Hey, we were at a country club up in the mountains. Well, we don't really have mountains right there, but just the hills. Anyway, we're at the country club, and Amir the Miracle. I'm sorry. He gives a set to this room full of older white people.
Yeah.
And they were cracking up. Okay. They were loving it. And then he gives basically the same set. We went from that show to another one. Basically the same set to a room full of hipster stoners. And people were not laughing at it like the old white people were. I just have to say. Because the whole time I know the guys were like, is this going to be good? Is this whole show going to work out? They were eating it up. So it really depends on the crowd. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to use your living room, what is it? Living room comedy?
Yeah.
If you're going to use your living room comedy, it will always work on me, just so you know. You guys want to practice.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Because I've thought of stuff, but I've written it out, and then I just was too chicken to like go out and try it again.
Yeah.
But I want to. I do.
That's how I feel about rapping. Ooh, wasn't going to tell anybody.
You said you're going to...
Oh, shit. Yes.
The truth comes out.
Fuck. I don't want to tell people because I'm so nervous. And I feel like if I keep telling people, I'm going to get way too nervous to share it. And maybe that, I don't know if you're feeling nervous too, but it's still essentially writing something, and then sharing it. Yeah. And I love rap. I love freestyle rap. I usually freestyle rap in the shower. So maybe it sounds better because I'm in the shower. I don't know. No, but I feel like I have something. I have a talent that I could turn into a skill. I'm just way too fucking nervous.
I kind of like the ability to try something new that you can totally bomb at. Because it's an experience in itself.
It is an experience, yeah.
You know, because if you're always in the same environment where it's always congratulatory and like, oh my God,
trophies.
You're so amazing.
Yeah.
Then it's like sometimes you're not growing in that environment.
100%.
So I don't mind looking like an absolute idiot.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of fun because I'm like, ooh, that was new. I like it. It's like, makes me feel alive.
Good. That is exactly how I should be feeling. Yeah. Not so freaking nervous.
I mean, I'll still be nervous. Like, my voice will probably still be shaky.
Yeah, my hand, I get all like, I went to the festival, the Nevada Women's Film Festival, and I was nervous. I don't know why I was nervous, but I was nervous, and I was there, and I was like, yeah. I'm trying to give everybody mints. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Would you like a mint?
Yeah. And they're flying out of the freaking canister, and I'm like, oh my God, and I pull them off the ground and roll on them, and they're never inviting me back again.
No. But it looks like we got some comments. Let's see what people are saying.
Okay.
We have a lot of people checking in. Thank you guys for coming in and saying hey.
Hey. Ooh. Hey. Oh.
All right, let's see.
Meow.
We've got Stu. He said, call any water company and tell them you want a water softener. They will come and taste water as they try to sell you. I said, that's a good idea.
Okay.
So then they'll test it.
They'll be the ones testing it. Yeah. Okay, that's not a bad idea.
That's
Thanks.
a good idea. Thank you for
Did you say
suggestion.
his name was Steve?
Stu.
Stu.
Close.
I love that name, Stu. Heck yeah.
Right? That's such a classic guy name.
Yeah, it is a classic guy name, freaking Stu. Okay, is that all we got? Perfect.
Yeah. And then we haven't talked about snaps yet.
We haven't talked about snaps, and I was trying to reel into snaps, and there's always so much happening in here. Okay, snaps is the spiritual network of art.
Did you forget the rest of your acronym?
Reese is gonna be so mad at me, bro. Reese, I'm so sorry. Spiritual
network of
art, reflection, and self, or something like that.
What's the P?
Oh, poetry. Duh.
There
we go. Reese, I'm so sorry. Okay.
We got there.
Reese loves the acronym. So even when I sent it to you, she's like, we're supposed to be putting the periods, and I'm just not putting the periods. And so please forgive me. Reese really is the head of Snaps. She's the face of Snaps. She came to me years ago and asked if I wanted to run an open mic with her, and I told her, hell to the no. I was like, they are the exact same thing over and over again with the same people and the same stories, and I don't want to do that. I want something fresh and new and fun. And so we decided to have a themed open mic. Every month we changed the theme. And Reese and I have had all kinds of themes. And then we got to the point where we were having workshops too. And we were actually running our event out of 2 of the rooms in the Arts Factory because it had gotten so big. We were having workshops where we were smashing mirrors, like we were writing on mirrors and smashing them. We were having gatherings where we were hiking. This last year, we only had 1 workshop and we focused on open mics. But then by the end of the open mics, we did like a speed dating, a speed networking event.
Yeah, you did the lovers or friends.
Yeah, so that people could choose lovers or friends.
And then no one showed up.
I know, there was 14 people.
Or not that no one showed up. It's like all the girls wanted to be friends and all the guys wanted to be lovers.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, we'll try to make a better event for you guys that want dates. I promise we will. But there's Pitch a Friend in Vegas. And that's actually amazing. And I highly suggest that to anybody who is single looking to be out in those kind of events. They're having one every single month. Highly suggest.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. So now, Reese and I would like for us to turn Snaps into an organization, into, dare I say it, I can't get down there now. Thank you so much.
Into a
cultural hub for community. Yes. Amen, sister. So we are planning on moving the event throughout the city.
Okay.
We've been having it exclusively at Spacecraft. And we'll still always have events at Spacecraft, always.
Yes.
But we also want to move it around the city so that people who are in the outskirts,
right,
who maybe don't want to travel to the Arts District, can have options too. We want to take the poetry community and we want to embed it into other walks of life, which is essentially what we're doing, although Reese is not a part of it, what we're doing with the novel is the 5 of us in the poetry community came together and are co-writing this novel. Well, Reese and I basically want to co-write the city, I guess. We want to take the safety that her and I feel. Now, I'm not saying that the whole poetry community is safe in itself. There is a lot of politics and way too much fucking drama.
You'll get that wherever you go. Eventually.
You go. Yeah. But we would me and Reese have always felt safe. We've always felt at home with poetry, with words, with the way that we can string them together and share experiences with other people. And so we want to weave that through our city. And that is one of our bigger goals. I
have an idea because this is something that I tried with Courtney. You met her.
Yeah.
Okay. And we did pop-up poetry.
Ooh.
And I literally have it's a photo box.
Yeah.
But we just set it up to where you would go in and you'd say your poetry, but you'd pop up wherever you wanted.
That's actually amazing. You're gonna move the box around the city?
Yeah.
And then are you gonna film the whole thing?
Yeah, we were filming that one. We only did it once or twice, but that was
that is such a fun idea.
Yeah.
If the idea is more centered around getting the content too, I think the poetry community, the poets in the community would absolutely love that. They would 100% support that and show up wherever you put the poetry box or however you did it. Yeah. Yeah. I would love to see that. That'd be super cool.
It's pop-up poetry.
Yeah. Especially if it had its own Instagram account. Everybody in the city was getting featured in one place.
Yeah.
Because like I said, all the poetry, all of the poetry heads are separate and there are people who only go to one event, not the other.
Because it's you're just driving by and you see someone standing in a box.
Yeah, I think that would be amazing. I mean, of course, that's welcome in the Arts District.
Yes.
And that's why we love the Arts District. And that's why we're going to keep it exactly the way it is. But people would love that. People would eat that up.
I'll have to get back on that idea.
Yes, I think you should. Yeah. And Snaps would absolutely support that.
Yes? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because that was the hard thing. It's finding people to help.
Well, it would be cool if you go to the different open mics too. So one of them is a Snaps pop-up and the other one, everybody had their own pop-ups. I think that they would love it and I could easily connect you with the other, the open mic council.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I've been to a few open mics and spoken words around town, but I love going to stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like what we did when we've made it themed, because now these amazing poets, like we've got amazing poets in our community. They take it as a challenge. They take it as an opportunity to release and create, and they show up to our event with these themed pieces. It just makes the entire event so powerful. It feels like everybody is cohesive and strong and connected.
Yeah.
And I mean, I personally eat that shit up. Like, I love that. I love the amount of people that have ended up in relationships that have also ended up in breakups. The amount of people that have made friends, the people that have connected and created beautiful art and projects together. Snaps has been essentially just this amazing hub for connection.
Yeah.
And yeah, I want to see more of that. And I think that your idea is it's a theme in itself, essentially, right?
Yeah.
It's that's amazing. That's something that's different. It's outside of the box, although it's going to be inside
in the box.
Yeah. I absolutely love it. I think everybody would support it.
Yay!
Yeah.
I'll have to start
Get
brainstorming.
going. Yeah. Yes, please. We need it. We need it right now more than ever. I think with everything that's happening, we've got July to share our stories about the Arts District, to email them to amendtitle6@lasvegasnevada.gov. We've got a little less than 30 days to really create as much art as we can to show the city that this is what these blocks are. This is what they mean to us, and this is what they bring about. And something like that would be amazing. If anyone just started popping up on the streets and reminded us of what we had essentially pre-COVID, when we had events going on down there 4 to 5 every single night. This lady talking about 10 p.m. or we have to close at 10 on the weekends.
Yeah,
we used to go every night. All week long. So we've tamed enough. We've slowed down enough. We need to remind them of the art and the culture that's supposed to be there.
Start being seen again.
Yep, got to be seen again.
Yeah, let me see. If anyone else has any questions for Bree or anything that we've talked about, just wave. Say hi to everybody for coming in.
Hi, babies. I'm over here like ready to go to the toilet because it's my time of the month. How much time do we have left on this thing?
We can wrap it up.
Okay.
We've been going for a while.
Have we been talking? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens.
No, but it's been good. We've covered so much because we've talked about your journey.
Yes.
We've talked about your audition table. We've talked about the projects.
Yeah.
Some other ideas, snaps. So, I mean, we've covered a lot.
Yeah.
Real quick, if you could put it into as few words as possible, what advice would you have for anybody that would want to do what?
Well, with all royalties to Nike, I would say to just do it.
That's pretty much a common theme.
Yeah. Is it? Is that what people are usually saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is my advice. And that's why I get frustrated just with all of us now. And I will pre-production, production, post-production is all beautiful, and we do want everything to be beautiful. But sometimes way too much is blocking the possibilities, the projects, the art. Yeah, and that's what art is supposed to be. And we can have that art in our films and still have beautiful films, but we have to actually do it.
Yep. Even if it's ugly.
Even if it's ugly. You know what? And we can always look at stuff and be like, well, that was a mistake. Let's not put it out there or whatever, but still.
I like to put it out there. Look at this ugly thing I made.
I'm the queen of that. I'm the freaking queen of like, you guys want to see something gross? So.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously be cautious, but let your heart and your soul flow.
Yeah.
And keeping it contained is silly.
Yeah, because I feel like, why should we be ashamed of our mistakes or something that isn't perfect when it's a part of your journey?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and if we just like supported each other through it, because it's like, I'm no major artist, but I love to do it. And I'm like, look at this cool thing I made. I'm just like the little kid that's like, look, look, here's some refrigerator art for you, Mom and Dad, you know?
Yes, I'm the same exact way. Yeah. Or I collect pine cones and stuff, and I have them all outside my house, and that to me is like an art piece.
Yeah.
And I like to show people it feels good.
Yeah.
That's just little things like that too. Keeping our communities clean, talking to our neighbors, and then also, there was one.
Wait, we said community again.
Oh, we did. Huzzah! I am doing good today. I can't remember what the other thing was I was going to say.
No, but so your advice pretty much is to just do it, and don't be afraid of your mistakes.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah. But it looks like we got some comments. What we got? Oh, we got Rahul Pendant saying good morning. Good morning.
Morning. Yes, indeed.
Must be on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, if that's it, we can go ahead and close out tonight's episode.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so that is our episode of the Unclassified Podcast, where we declassify life outside the 9 to 5. Thank you all so much for joining in tonight.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Allie the Grand Finale, and today's guest was
Bree Fresh.
Woo! Bye!
Bye.